Ivan the Terrible, Part 1, released in 1944. Part 2, released in 1958. Written and directed by Sergei Eisenstein. If you want a casual piece of cinema to watch on a Friday or Saturday night, this film is not for you. It's a black and white film from Soviet Russia, filmed during the Second World War. There's very few films from then which most modern audiences would like. That said, if you really enjoy the art of cinema and film, kind of how you set a scene, how you create a theme, or are interested in the idea of a tyrant and how mad they can become with their power, these films are well worth a watch. These are propaganda films. The first one, released in 1944, was filmed during the Second World War. The whole point being a pick-me-up film about Russia and Russia defeating its enemies to be released during the war as propaganda. The second film, though, filmed at the same time, was not released until the 50s after Stalin's death, because Stalin hated the film so much and how close to home the themes in it were of the portrayal of a tyrant that he banned it. The plot is very similar to the history books. Ivan the Terrible is the king of the Rus in Moscow, and he invades a lot of places. His wife dies, and that turns him a little bit mad. And in his madness, he overthrows the church and overthrows the other members of the bourgeoisie. All this happens in some very prettily filmed sets, cathedrals and palaces, which are very beautiful to watch, even in this mostly black and white film. Lighting in this film is really cool to look at. It is a very good example of how you use shadow to tell a story in front of the story that's being told. And the acting, though a little bit overacted at times, is good. This is a film in Russian, so you are reading subtitles throughout, so the overacting actually helps a lot. All in all, an interesting film if kind of the history of cinema and global cinema especially is your thing. Also, watch out for the bit in the second film where Ivan the Terrible goes, "From now on, I will be known as Ivan the Terrible." That is a bit of corny. That made me giggle.